Welcome to them dudes over there. I'm your host, Tim the Talent. We got Case Dog. We got Kels in the building. Today, we're going to talk about Bengals preseason, but in particularly, Brandon Tate. What should the Bengals do with Brandon Tate and that receiver position? Who makes it? Who doesn't? Man, I know Kel's got an opinion on this right off the bat because he loves to talk about Brandon Tate.
I'm just going to start off by saying Brandon Tate's been on my radar for the past 3 years as far as him not making the roster. And you know what? I thought this would be the year that we would actually need him. He would be our second veteran wide receiver. He would kind of solidify the receiving core after losing Marvin Jones and Mohamed Sanu. However, with the young talent that's actually coming in behind him, there seem like they're better receivers, and we also have some candidates for better punt returners. So that just kind of sparked the question for me personally: why do we need Brandon Tate at this point? Is this the year that Brandon Tate does not make the roster? I feel that if there's any year for it to happen, this might be the one where it's the most intriguing, because you have young talent who they played well in the preseason. You hear everything about training camp they did well, OTAs, mini camp, and the only way to really know is to actually give them a shot on the roster. But you can't give them a shot on the roster and keep Brandon Tate. Brandon Tate's not practice squad eligible. They are, but a part of being practice squad eligible means that somebody else has a chance to sign you before you make the practice squad. And I don't know if keeping Tate is worth that risk to lose young talent.
Case Dog, man. Brandon Tate, what you think, man?
Get rid of him.
For what?
Flat out, I mean, he's old. Like, you got to learn when to let go of old talent and make room for the younger talent. I mean, that's...
What talent?
I don't even think he's 30 yet.
I don't give a damn.
I don't even think he had talent. Okay, first of all, maybe I just pull up some statistics, but I say over his whole career here, he probably got at least, 25 kick returns inside the 15.
I mean, I ain't gonna say he like complete garbage or nothing like that. I mean, he was serviceable, but I mean, it's now, we at a point now where it's like, okay, we need to either A, commit to this young talent that we now have, or B, keep wasting a roster spot on somebody that could probably go to another team and just be mediocre there, or whatever he's gonna be, because we have receivers like Cody Cord or Boyd, and then we have the dude from Canada who will probably be on the practice squad. But just even with that, like, we have other receivers that could potentially grow into something. Like, if we gonna run a no huddle offense and be like Tom Brady and them, then we need to do Tom Brady and them and Patriots decisions.
Yeah, but, I think the coaches, they like Brandon Tate because he's steady. They know exactly what they're going to get from Brandon Tate. He catches the ball. He doesn't drop too many punts.
Yeah, he dropped that ball that one day on that third down. That's what I said. Get rid of him.
That's as a receiver, and that's in preseason. Because during the regular season, he catches punts, he catches kickoffs, he runs straight.
He does.
He's not going to give you any big explosive plays, but that's why they throw Pac-Man in there.
So here's the thing. I like the point you touched on: consistency. Consistency is very important. It really is. But if you consistently bad, is that still a good thing? If you consistently subpar,
man, look at these highlights right now of Alonzo Russell. Why is he not being able to run punts back then?
Well, maybe he never had the experience.
Yeah, that's all that.
I would say Russell might be. He doesn't have the body type to do kickoff returns. I mean, you don't see too many 6'4", guys doing kickoff returns or punt returns. I mean,
it's the first time for everything.
I mean, you know what? Who's to say? I mean, honestly, I think almost anybody can be better than Brandon Tate. Case Dog, when you want to catch some punts, man.
I think Salmonize actually returned kicks and punts in Canada, but that's in Canada.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, football is football. Experience counts. I mean, you had Devin Hester come from the air from Arena Football League.
No, I thought he got drafted.
Yeah, I thought
Devin Hester got drafted.
There was somebody that was who was the one that was doing all them good ass returns for the Bears?
No, that was Hester.
I
swear he played in Arena Football at the point.
Because even Josh Cribbs Josh Cribbs was undrafted, but he went to Kent State.
Hold on, cuz.
Yeah, I think did he play for why do I want to say he played for Miami for the U?
Who?
Hester, that sound right.
Devin Hester, I think he played for the U, Miami University.
It was somebody from the Bears.
And he actually got drafted because the Bengals were actually thinking about drafting him, but they didn't know what position he played.
At this point, we definitely need a fact checker on that. But I mean,
So Case Dog is on him.
Yeah, but regardless, to say we know Hester got drafted, and then I mean, even to use Devin Hester's name in the same conversation as Brandon Tate's is ridiculous.
But you know what? If you think about it, Brandon Tate, I mean, even in his rookie year, I mean, he had a 97-yard kickoff return where he made the Bengals look absolutely foolish. I mean, Cedric Pearman would go on to be a Pro Bowl special teamer. He left him dead in his tracks. Then against Miami, he had a 107-yard kickoff return. Now, granted, that was his rookie year, and maybe he's lost some speed here and there, but he still got the experience, you know, and you can't forget about that touchdown pass that he called from Andy Dalton in a pinch. You know, Andy Dalton rolling right, just wing that ball up. Brandon Tate made a heck of a catch. He had the awareness to get up, you know what I'm saying, and off the ground, and he made the grab. Let's see here. Bears signed the AFL's Devin Hester. Oh, okay. Well, maybe he did. Wait a minute, the AFL. Okay.
Boom!
Maybe he did.
I'm out this piece.
Oh man, yeah,
I made my point.
Hey, that was impressive.
What's your source there, guy?
ShyCitySports.com.
Oh, okay, well.
Hi, thought it was
But to say, like, I don't remember that, but hey, maybe you're right.
Nah, because I remember reading about it. It was on ESPN.
So he went undrafted and he played.
I don't know if he went undrafted or not, but I do know he played in arena football. Because I was at a point in time I was an arena football fan.
Okay.
I didn't really necessarily understand the rules completely, but I just like the aspect that they would knock them into the wall and shit.
Well, that kind of proves the point. Say, hey, anybody can return kicks.
Yeah.
If you're comfortable with them, you can throw them in there and return
Okay.
kicks.
So now I wouldn't want to risk Simon Ives.
Who? See, that's the question. It's not that the Bengals don't want to get rid of him, but who is going to step up and give you the snaps at wide receiver? Who's going to step up and not fumble the ball on kicks and punts?
I can actually answer that in one person, and I think it's more about them giving them the opportunity and the confidence thing. Rex Burkhead has not only proven in a pinch that he can be productive as a slot wide receiver, he's also had one good kick return so far. And then, the Bengals, but see, it's not that he couldn't have more. The Bengals are trying to shelve him. They're like, okay, well, we saw what he can do. We've been saying what he can do. We don't want too many people to see what he can do. And I'm not sure if Burkhead, he probably would be on a contract year coming soon.
No, this is his last year.
Okay, yeah, so he's on a contract year, so you don't want to show too much too early. But also, you got to utilize him while you have him. And if he can do kickoff returns, there's no reason to keep Brandon Tate. And here's my breakdown of the wide receivers. Obviously, you're going to keep A.J. Green. Obviously, Brandon LaFell, even though the Bengals want him on the roster, I think he's expendable. I mean, we haven't saw how he performed. He tore ligaments in his hand.
Who?
Brandon LaFell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he actually has torn ligaments in his hand. We don't know how well he's going to perform. So a healthy Brandon LaFell or a serviceable Brandon LaFell through injury makes the roster. You got Tyler Boyd, who has to make the roster.
That's a no-brainer for both of them.
Yeah. So Cody Core should make the roster. He's done nothing but perform since he's been there.
Yeah.
James Wright. Everybody's forgetting about the resurgence of James Wright coming from the knee surgery.
I just tried to look him up. And
I believe it was microfracture knee surgery, wasn't it?
Yeah, he actually had 2 knee surgeries. Actually, but he appears to be bouncing back pretty good so far.
I mean, I think at worst he probably lost a half a step.
Yeah,
but he had speed to begin with. So even then, he's still faster than Brandon Tate. Let's say that
he looks about the same speed as Brandon Tate right now.
No, he looks faster than Tate. I mean, I think you're giving Brandon Tate a little bit too much credit, man.
But you know what?
But right there, that's 5 wide receivers. So now you're looking between Erickson, you're looking between Tate, Simonize, and Russell. I'm sorry. Mario Alford, who actually should have a spot because he's not going to make the practice squad. With Erickson's performance in these preseason games, it's hard to believe he's going to make the practice squad. You may be able to sneak Simonize and Russell through the practice squad.
Yeah, they haven't really done much.
Yeah, but when you look at those, okay, so let's even say Simonize and Russell make the practice squad. They're good. They're safe.
Right.
You still have to look at the big 3, which consist of Brandon Tate, Erickson, and Alford. A healthy Alford has to make the roster because he's not going to make it through the practice squad.
He hasn't done anything. I mean, he's not going to make it. The Ravens need a kickoff returner, and 4.2 speed looks mighty tempting on somebody else's practice squad.
4.2 speed speaks for itself. So,
well, if you can't catch the ball, I mean, it doesn't matter. I think that was Alfred's problem is he was dropping punts and passes. He'll make one spectacular play, and then he'll follow up by making a bonehead play, and they just needed consistency from him. So, I guess really the question is, Do you want Brandon Tate's consistency? And I know you say it's bad, but the Bengals like what he brings to the table. Or do you want the unpredictability of a rookie or maybe a second-year guy that has no experience?
Well, I think you got to look at it more from a coach's standpoint, not necessarily a fan standpoint or an analyst standpoint. I mean, if you're saying that Erickson went through all of rookie OTAs and minicamp, 2-a-days, he went through everything, and they're saying this guy has yet to drop a pass. You even look at the one drop pass he got credited for was in the first preseason game where the guy pretty much had him in the sleeper hole before the ball even got there. And technically, I feel like he secured the ball. His arm was under the ball, didn't move. That's a catch. But that's the only drop he has where he's getting pass interference. And I think he's showing you consistency. The problem is only time can tell with consistency.
It's preseason. You do realize Tate is the preseason hero every single year. That's why he makes it on the roster. He returns great kickoffs. He always break a punt return for a touchdown. So these guys aren't doing anything differently than what Brandon Tate has done so far.
Catching a pass is catching a pass. I've seen Brandon Tate drop passes. I haven't seen Erickson drop passes yet.
But it's preseason. Think about Brandon Tate's last preseason. Every time he gets challenged in preseason, he steps up and balls. He is the preseason hero. He is the perfect example. If you're a veteran or a free agent guy at the bottom of the roster, the Brandon Tate example of how to stick onto a roster every year is the model you follow. He balls out in preseason.
I mean,
flat out.
But at a certain point, at a certain point, for Erickson to look good in preseason, that's impressive. For Tate to look good in preseason, you like, where is this during the regular season? Like he's a veteran. It's almost like saying, hey, you know what? Every single time that what is his name? That's Stephen Curry's brother, man.
Seth Curry?
Yeah, every time Seth Curry go down to the D-League, he be balling, man. He be balling so hard on him. That's not helping you. Like, he has to be able to show as being a veteran. Part of being a veteran means you have to be able to perform on the active roster. That is the benefit that rookies have, is that, you can say they're unproven, but you're not expecting them to come in and do exactly what it is that, you want a veteran wide receiver to do. They have time to develop. You still have Eifert who's coming back. You still have Croft who's coming back. You still got the two-headed monster in the backfield. Like, you're not going to need those wide receivers to be right away. They don't have to be Marvin Jones right away. I mean, matter of fact, they can be Marvin Jones by committee, and you're still keeping all the young talent that you need. Whereas Brandon Tate, you could lose one of those slots for one of those young wide receivers, whether it's 4.2 speed, whether it's James Wright, whether it's Erickson, who's just, he reminds me a lot of like a Jordan Shipley, just one of those good route runner, try-hard guys. And you need that. Because you know what? He's going to give you more effort than I think anybody else would that's on the roster right now. Because he's undrafted. He played at a big-time school in Wisconsin, and he was overlooked. He had decent numbers there. And, there's really nothing that would make you think that he couldn't get a shot, except for maybe he ran a slow 40 time, but 40 times and football speed are different. Back to this, you need to run your 40-yard dash in the combine, not only in your shoulder pads, in your helmet, I have the full girdle going on, your thigh pads, your knee pads, your cleats, like whatever you got to run in to make it realistic, you should do your shadow drill and shoulder pads.
Yeah, I always wonder why they do that and not have on all that gear. I'm like, that's retarded.
So, we really need to hear what you guys think here, because obviously we're not going to settle the Brandon Tate, dilemma here.
He's getting cut.
Because he does perform. In the regular season, he does perform. I think he only had 3 passes thrown his way last year, and he caught 2 of them, including one for like a 57-yard touchdown. So that's production that's kind of hard to just throw out the door. So, hey, why don't you guys let us know what you think? Most definitely comment in the comments if you think Brandon Tate should make the roster, or if you think somebody else should step in. Just let us know what you think. This is Tim the Talent. This is Kels, Case Dog. We'll probably continue talking about this after we're off the air. So, hey, thanks for joining us here in the basement. We appreciate it. Take care.
Peace.
Peace.